And we return to the smelly compost. It is a stinky situation, I'll tell you that much. So what I've been doing over the last couple of days is layering it, one layer every day, leaving the limes that went aerobic open on top, and then the following day putting leaves and horse manure, and then another layer of limes on top and leaving it open for 24 hours in both the bins. And on this bin, the bin where they were in, I would rake out so that I can spread them as much as possible and dry them out. The following day they would go on top and stand for another 24 hours before I cover them. So effectively they got turned once every time in 48 hours and left for 48 hours to dry, to breathe, to get oxygen in, and then covered with horse manure and leaves and then some water. So what I'll be doing now today is covering them for the last time with some leaves and horse manure, and then I'll put some cardboard box over the top. Then I can restart with this bin since it's empty. I've put some leaves at the bottom. I'm putting in some new limes. I've put some new cardboard box in, and then horse manure over the top. And so we will continue. This box is almost at the point of completion as well. So I put some of the last bit of lime, stinky limes from the first bin in here yesterday as well. So this will also get leaves, horse manure, and probably some fresh limes and another leaf and horse manure, probably like another 2 sets of layers until I cover this one. And then I'll be building a box here, and I'll be opening up this box here to split the content between fresh produce, leaves and horse manure here and here, the same as I did with the 2 boxes behind me. In other words, sorry guys for not getting to a conclusion here, but I'll be splitting this box into here and the new box I want to build over there, systematically through the next couple of days, maybe over the course of a week or so, just to make sure that the content in this container didn't become aerobic as the first container. And then that will obviously be empty then and ready for the next compost material to go into there. And then I'll need to build another box. Now we've got 2 here. I don't think I'm going to get 2 boxes in between the macadamia tree and this last one here. So I will just come next door and start a new line over here going up, maybe all the way to the top, or we must see as it develops. I definitely need more timber. These grasses are sprouting from the horse manure and the bedding and the spoiled hay that I got from the equestrian park, and I believe it's going to be a good thing. I trust it's going to be a good thing, that it will actually provide feed for the cattle and so forth when they move through here. Eventually I'll have to battle them out with cardboard box and compost over the top when I start building beds in between the different trees. If anybody feels that I'm heading for disaster, please heads up, let me know. But this is what I'm thinking, and I'm happy with grasses growing here now. Any root in the soil is a good thing for the next year or so that the soil can heal. Fresh, brand new morning. Christopher, say hello. There we go. Alright guys, these 2 bins are officially full and now closed up with cardboard box, and just put some pallets down on it so that if the wind blows, the cardboard box doesn't go everywhere. It's all the little pieces of off-cut and pieces of broken cardboard that came out of here, less the tape, all the tape that I put in there. There's still some pieces left here of the cardboard box. Here's all the tape that I put into that bin. I don't know what I was thinking. I really don't know. But anyways, restarted the bin. Got some limes at the bottom. Got some dry leaves. Got some horse manure in. I'll be opening up this bin next door, as I said yesterday. And today is the day to open it. This bin is completed, and this bin is almost completed. So I'll be splitting the inners of this bin into the bin next door and to the new bin this side. So I need to get some cardboard box to fill up this bin sides, and then I can just as well use the box that's lying on top. I'll probably use that, yes. And then what did I want to say? Oh yeah, I still have enough material there to build another box, so that will give me 8 boxes in total. And if I fill them all with compost, that would be in the excess of 8 cubic meters of compost. I've also done the calculation of what would happen if I had all of this compost ready and I would just plant lettuces and supply that to the restaurants. And you know, 8 beds is not going to keep me too busy, and I can have a couple of chickens running and so forth. You know, it starts to look like it's not going to make a killing, but it looks like a viable proposition. Okay, that front panel has now been loosened. I just took off the 2 wires this side and the 2 wires that side, flipped it open. There's enough space here to open it up. I'll be removing this now, and then I'll be removing the cardboard box there, and I want to see what's happening on the inside. There's a lot of limes in here, but not as much as the last one, and it looks very similar. Let's see what the result is. Right, the cardboard box has been removed now, and I get the impression that it's dry, but that is now just on the outside skin. Let's see what happens when I open it up on the inside. This is also important part of the process of moving your compost, is to get the outside in and the inside out, so that the reaction takes place all the way through. I can see different layers of material here, and hopefully this worked out much better. A lot of wildlife in there as well, spiders and roaches and worms and so forth. I don't know if you can make it out on the screen, but there's a lot of steam coming off of this hole that I just dug into this pile, and it looks much better than the first pile. A lot of heat, a lot of like a grayish material that got really hot. I see it a lot with grasses as well, but it happened in this pile with the sticks and the leaves and so forth. So the temperature's nice and warm. The lime's providing obviously some juice and keeping the moisture alive. This is a beautiful result so far. Let's see about the rest. I wish I had some way of measuring the temperature here, but every time I go in with a spade, the amount of steam that comes out is ridiculous. I'm scared to touch it. So I've heard of people burning themselves, so I'm going to avoid that. But if you look at that, is lime that has been cooking. You can see the soil building. You can see there's a lot happening here. Very happy with this. Let's see what the rest of this heap entails. Halfway into this compost pile, and I must admit, it took me a best part of 3 years. Not quite 3 years, but the best part of it, to get to a compost pile that reacts this well. And there's different layers you can see in here. Here's limes that have been cooking. That's a mushroom. Some sort of mushroom has been growing. In the cooler areas, here's a hotter spot. You can see how ash was forming the blackness of the pile. There's a lot of moisture in the pile. I'm pretty proud of this one. I think that's the best heap of compost I've made. It's not complete yet, obviously, but that's a step in the right direction. Quite excited. Okay, this bin, second bin, has been emptied out completely and divided up into the next door bin, which is almost full as well. It's also got one of the mortality chickens in there. I want to see how the whole chicken breaks down, and then be closed up for a couple of months, for at least 2 months, until summertime. This is now properly full. That is properly full. These two behind me, they have been filled for a while now, and then this would be the next bin that goes to its maximum capacity. It also has a fatal chicken in it, one that passed after the mongoose attack. I gave them some time to see if they would recuperate, and but they weren't doing too well, so I gave them an early graduation, and then put them in the middle, cover it up with layers of leaves and old compost and horse manure. So let's see, it does pick up nice heat. If we pick up the same heat as this bin that I just opened, I'm pretty sure it's going to break down properly. I think I must just leave these two bins for a little while longer. I've got 4 other bins that I can split up before I have to split up these ones, and just see what it does with raw protein and how that turns into compost. Alright, in completion of this second bin that has been emptied out and distributed amongst the other bins, all I'll be doing is putting this back in. The wire is still in its place, and we'll yeah, that one geese is very happy to see the other one. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll then just put this back into its place up right there. I'll use some of the cardboard that was in there before, I'll put it back in. If I short cardboard, I'll just put some more in. And then I'm going to stay off of the horse manure for about a week or so, because it's been affecting my lungs again, like I did the last time, 2 years ago. When was it? Yeah, about 2 years ago. And just give my lungs some time to recuperate, and then I'll get back into it again. Alright, bin number 8 is done. I've got 2 empty bins and 2 bins that are almost full. When I'm done with all of them, all 8, it's a 1.44 cubic meters per batch, and times 8, yeah, I don't know, like 11 cubic meters or something like that. The 3 bin process, which I'm not quite following here, but basically what you'll do is, if you just want a cubic meter every 3 months or every 4 months, then you start off with 1 bin, and once it's full and it's covered up and it's had some time to settle in and your new material arrives, take that and put it in, to dig out the whole thing and put it into the next bin. Then fill up this bin again. Once this one is full, you take the bin from here, you turn it over into that bin. You'll probably add more material here once you bring it over from the first bin to the second bin, and then from the second bin to the third bin, you're just turning the material. And then you obviously take this, put it in there, then this one is open again, then you fill it up. Theoretically, that should be done by the time you filled this one up, if you're not into creating a lot of compost for a bigger scale market garden. I cannot recommend, I've not had good experiences in buying compost, not even compost from shops or recommended well-known names in the industry. I've just had bad luck. I don't know. No, I don't believe in bad luck, but I've just had bad experiences. So this is why my 3rd proper garden that I'm starting, I'm going to make my own compost, and I'm going to take a year to do it, and I'm going to just do it and get it done properly from the start. Right, this is Ethan. You guys haven't seen him a lot, He's bringing me.
Yeah, because I'm busy on art.
Oh, he's busy on
Obviously
art because he's
that.
busy at school. That's why.
Yeah, also that.
But first, let's have some coffee.
Yeah.
May I bring you some peanuts?
Well, unless it's not full of pee, yes.
Oh, that hurts. Okay. So that's the first bit of material I've got for this new compost bin. I must just cover him now with horse manure. Dun dun dun.